Chief speaking.
Sir, it's Adler. I need your permission to talk to jailed criminals.
Why on earth would you do that, Junior?
I'm practicing a new method, behavioral psychology approach. I may be onto something new that could help us.
Don't waste your time, boy. These guys are damn maniacs. What do you possibly hope to find?
We can try to understand new killers through the ones that we already got.
I'm too old to be believing in that new age craze, but what the hell? Junior, permission granted. Just don't cry to me when they eat you alive.
Thank you, sir. I won't disappoint you. Hey, partner. Good news. My superior just approved my request to interview the famous criminals we caught. Time to implement my new behavioral approach. Finally, the wait is over.
Hey there, Wim here. So, I've always been fascinated by serial killers. No, not in a creepy way, but in understanding the psychology behind them. What makes them tick, what led them to do what they did. That's why Hidden Objects Prison Diaries caught my eye. Trust me, I'd never thought I'd feature a hidden object game on my channel, but this one has a twist that intrigued me. We'll be visiting notorious serial killers in prison, searching for clues, interviewing them, and uncovering what drove them to commit their crimes. Yes, we're talking about people like Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy. Let's dive in and see what this game has in store for us. All right, let's get started.
Hello, Ted. I'm Detective Phil Adler. I'm here because I'd like to understand what happened to you long before you engaged in the problematic behavior.
We're just getting right to it.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Detective. I'm quite popular out there, aren't I?
I happen to believe that certain events in your life triggered deviance in you. Would you help me connect the dots?
Well, I gotta say, Detective, I'm not an animal. It's actually nice when someone shows enough interest to see me as a person. So yes, I'll talk to you. You know what, Detective? I'm kind of hungry. Mind if we eat something before we get down the memory lane? I'm thinking pizza. I haven't eaten one since my last escape, and who knows when the next one will happen.
Very funny, Ted. All right, let's get you a pizza. Heads up, partner. This is the list of items we need to find.
Okay.
This item is on the list. Try tapping on it. If you need help, check the bottom right corner. Try magnifying glass for free.
Okay. Okay. So it just pinpoints another item that you need.
You're doing great, partner. Let's find the rest of the items.
So, you know, it'd be really cool if they actually designed some of these jail cells around actual things that the serial killers had in their jail cell, and or just kind of things that are very much like associated with them. So I'm just kind of trying to take a glance around at what's here too. I mean, we have a mask right there. We have some kind of, I don't know, vest, maybe like a service vest. Maybe he wore it at some point. I don't know. Looks like he has some drawings over here. Here's pizza. Like this stuff. Like, what does that mean? You know, that feels so random, but maybe there's some connection to him. Okay, so we also need a shoe, a fox, which I saw over here, a plate, a telephone. I did find a shoe earlier. Yeah, there it goes. Or there it is. And then a telephone. And pizza. Okay. Perfect.
Let's go back to your childhood. What was it like? I learned that you lived with your grandparents for a while when you were a kid.
Yeah, my father disappeared after my mom got pregnant, and she moved us there. She got married at one point, and my stepfather adopted me. There's not much to it, Detective. Overall, I had a normal childhood. No abuses, no problems, no drama. Does this surprise you?
How did you find out who your real father is? Did your mother tell you?
Actually, no one ever told me. They all acted like it wasn't an important matter. I found my birth certificate at one point. There was just a blank space instead of my father's name. Look, the man left and never claimed his own son. He didn't bother to come and find me either. For all I know, I don't even care. Excuse me, Detective. Can we stop now?
So this is cool because I think through these scenes, we'll start learning more about the serial killer and their background, history, and all of that. And again, the whole point is to try to figure out the motives that drove them to commit their crimes.
This was interesting. Let's draw some conclusions now.
Gosh, 20 plus victims, which I feel like is maybe more. Okay, so absentee father, abandonment issues, resentment. Yeah, okay.
We'll talk again with Bundy soon. Now let's visit this nice fellow.
Oh gosh, Jeffrey Dahmer. 23 victims, which again, I feel like might be more.
Greetings, Jeffrey. My name is Phil Adler. I'm a detective and have a very special interest in your case. I've read your file, and now I would like you to answer some questions.
Sure, what do you want to know?
I know you've been asked these questions many times, but I'm trying something new. Do you want to finally find out why all this happened to you?
Yes, but I don't believe you or anyone else will ever find the answer to this question. I have thought about it since childhood.
Then let's return to those times and try to find those answers together.
Before we start, can I ask for some beer? Of course, they don't allow us to drink here, but I really miss its taste.
Yeah, I'm so curious if some of these tidbits are true. Like, did Ted Bundy love pizza and did Jeffrey Dahmer ask for beer? You know, I'm just curious why they chose certain things here.
Why did you even start drinking alcohol at such an early age?
It was my medicine. It helped me stop thinking about my sexual fantasies.
Do you still have them? If you could be free right now, would you continue what you started?
Yes. I don't think anything or anyone could stop me, but alcohol helped to dull those feelings. At least for a while.
I understand. Let me see what I can do. In this mode, you will only see the silhouettes of items in the item list.
Okay. Oh, right. So that's the wallet. Like we have a hat, bottle there. If that's like a razor, I feel like, yeah, this should probably not be permitted in the jail cell. Oh, there's the hat though. Milwaukee, yeah. There we go. Okay.
So how is it possible that no one noticed that you were almost always drunk?
Good question.
Sometimes I ask myself the same question. I think the teachers just didn't care. And my parents, they were almost always away from home or too busy arguing to even notice me.
Do you blame them for what happened to you? Maybe you think that if they knew what you were going through, they would try to help you?
No, the person to blame is sitting right across from you. That's the only person.
But didn't you want help? Why didn't you tell your family about your thoughts?
This guy's asking good questions.
My thoughts were about murder. Who do you talk to about that?
Okay, so conclusions. Alcohol use disorder, anxiety, and trust issues. So I'm curious if we come back to these cases and kind of continue to add conclusions as we have interviews with these killers. Ah, Richard Ramirez. Okay, let's play this guy.
Hello. New interviewer, right?
Hello, Richard. Actually, I'm a detective. Phil Adler, if you please.
I don't like the police. Are you maybe also into politics?
I am the one who will be asking the questions, my friend.
Right. So what do you want?
Let's start with, when did all those thoughts about murder start appearing in your head?
No comment. I cannot answer that at this time.
Why not?
You know what? Get me AC/DC cassette with the Highway to Hell album, and I'll think of an answer.
All right. Find all items before the timer runs out.
Uh-oh. Okay. Do not enjoy timed exercises, but we'll do the best that we can here. So, a bat, a pocket watch, a cup. Oh, there's AC/DC right there. Gosh, I'm not seeing anything. Is this the cup? A bat? Oh, like a baseball bat? Oh, pocket watch right there. Perfect. And then I'm assuming they're going to ask for this. Yes. Perfect.
So you're into rock?
Yeah, I specifically like the song Night Prowler. I was often listening to it while stalking new victims.
Ugh, I'm so curious, like I said, if some of these statements are like true.
And now we're going back to the previous question. When did all those dreadful thoughts start?
My brother Mike was showing me pictures of the Vietnamese women he assaulted during the war. He also shot his wife in the head in front of my eyes when I was 12 years old.
Wow, I did not know that.
He often used to say, "There is no thrill like a good kill."
What? Okay, did they like take his brother in too?
All that became a subject of fascination to me. From that moment, I was interested in killers and crime and murders and death.
Wow, okay. So conclusions: early behavior problems, juvenile delinquency, extremely low in conscientiousness. Okay. Yeah, he's creepy. I feel like they talk about Ted Bundy and Richard or Dahmer kind of being like good citizens, if you will, while they were in jail, outside of Ted Bundy actually trying to escape a couple of times. But yeah, he just this guy gives me the creeps. Ooh. Okay, Ted.
Hey, Phil, did I scare you off last time?
You're funny, Ted. I hope you're ready for another chat.
Sure. I'm an open book. Can I ask for another favor? Would you please make sure I get my letters? Fans are waiting, and I always reply.
I'll see what I can do.
That's the narcissist side of him. Okay.
In this mode, all items are the same. Try to find them.
Okay, so we're trying to find all of the letters. Okay, got it. So... that's fun. I feel like it's probably like right in front of me and I'm just not seeing it. Okay, let's maybe do this. Okay. Thank you. There we go.
You had a habit of revisiting the crime scenes and your victims. You performed acts of necrophilia. You treasured parts of your victims' bodies. Why?
I was always drawn to possessing certain things. The ultimate reward for me was to own the things I had taken. You can say the same about owning someone's life. This is how it goes. If I want something, I will take it, no matter what. And if I take someone's life, that's an even bigger payoff.
That's why you treasured the remains of their bodies? Did they serve as trophies to you?
If I take their lives, I take their bodies. One goes after another. That way, everything is mine. I own them in the perfect, the most complete way. I can do whatever I want with them.
That's creepy.
Okay, I think it's enough for today. We'll continue some other time.
Okay, so rage, sadism, lack of guilt, dominance, and control.
Today I'll ask you the main question. Why would you kill those people?
Serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are the product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times. Killing is killing, whether done for duty, profit, or fun. Even psychopaths have emotions if you dig deep enough.
Do you think you have emotions?
No comment. Bring me some shades first, then we'll continue.
Okay, well, there are the shades. Okay, so alarm clock, room. I love that, like, these keys are sitting there. Like, he can just get out of his jail cell whenever he wants. Boots. Vase. Is that the vase? Yeah. And then he wants sunglasses. So I do think the sunglasses are connected to him.
What? Don't want me to look you in the eye?
These glasses are part of me, the part of Night Stalker.
Uh-huh. Returning to the previous topic, you never even tried to control your urges to do harm?
So just side comment, I do think in the, oh my gosh, the witness kind of drawing of him, it did have sunglasses on. The picture that they came up with. The portrait.
We've all got the power in our hands to kill, but most people are afraid to use it. The ones who aren't afraid control life itself.
So you never thought about other people's feelings? Never thought, this is wrong?
I don't particularly care for other people's needs. As a serial killer, you are caught up in a frenzy, and by the time it's over and done with, you reflect back on it and wish it would last longer.
Oh, look at his face. Creepy. Okay, so sociopathy, shallow affect, and lack of empathy. I wonder what that means. Shallow affect. Okay, Dahmer.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Detective. Before we start, can you help me find my prayer beads? I think I lost them somewhere in the cell.
Interesting. I wonder if he actually had prayer beads.
Okay, I'll send someone to find them. In this mode, you can search only for one item at a time. Find it, and a new item will appear in the task list.
Okay. So there are his prayer beads. We need a baseball bat. Glasses. Screwdriver. Which was there. And the prayer beads. Okay.
I see you got acquainted with the aspect of faith.
Yes, I consider myself reborn. It was my father who introduced me to the Bible.
Does it help you control yourself?
Control. I always had those obsessive desires and thoughts, wanting to control other men, to possess them permanently.
Why do you have such a strong need to control someone?
Maybe because I felt that I never had any power over anything in my life. I wanted to create a world where I had the final say and total control over the situation.
Okay, so depression, abandonment issues, resentment, and dominance. So I think we do maybe like 5 or 6 conclusions, and then what I'm thinking happens is we kind of close these cases, and we'll have a whole new set of serial killers to interview.
Phil, I've been waiting for you. But before we start, I wouldn't mind this room being cleaned. I'm not a fan of having food leftovers all over the place.
Hey, Ted, we'll sort that out.
I appreciate it, Detective. Can you believe they let us live like this? I don't belong here. I'm telling you.
Okay, so 2 balls, 2 photo frames, and 2 Rubik's Cubes. Okay. Photo frames, there's one here. Okay, one there. I do see a ball here, but I'm just trying to find the other one. And then kiwi. There and there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so complete first dossier.
Here we are, Ted, the final interview. I want you to be even more honest now. Do you feel any remorse for what you've done in the past?
Well, Detective, I know I transgressed in the past. I am not an animal, I do not have a split personality, and I am aware of the crimes I've committed. But I would lie if I told you that any remorse ever prevented me from acting on my urges in the past. I always saw it more as a weakness in people.
You killed over 30 women. You mentioned that the ultimate possession of something or someone had a big effect on you. What else?
You know, in my case, it was never about the act of killing. It was more about the feeling of dominance. The fact that I have absolute power over someone. Almost like a god.
Almost, Ted. Too bad that guys like you don't go to heaven. Thank you for your time.
Ouch. Okay, so yeah, I think it's just 5 conclusions for each serial killer. So antisocial personality disorder.
Hello, Richard. How are you? Ready for another interview?
It can be very quiet here sometimes. I had a Walkman before, but they took it away when I got apprehended. Can you get it back for me?
I'm not allowed to take your collected belongings, but maybe I can get you another one. Wait here.
If I could get out of here, I would do it already.
Okay, so elephant. Basketball. Katana. Table tennis racket. Here we go. And then the Walkman.
Do you have any idea what makes a person a serial killer?
I thought once, is there such a thing as a bad seed when the baby is born? Is he already a serial killer? Already made? Or is he created?
That's the question.
Now, I think that a serial killer comes about the circumstances like a recipe. Poverty, drugs, child abuse. These things, you know, contribute to a person's frustrations and anger, and at some point in life, he explodes.
They also talk about, like, no father figure present in the home and, like, a really what's the word? A mother that's very, like, overpowering, that also a lot of serial killers have as, like, their history and their background.
Can we stop people like you?
There is no protection against the mad killer. Most killers in general have a dead consciousness. No morals, no scruples.
True.
It's up to the individual like myself to keep on knocking on any door I want to.
Yikes. Okay, so narcissistic personality disorder, poor behavior controls. Okay, and then last but not least, let's do Dahmer.
Hello, Jeffrey. How are you feeling today?
Slow and steady. Can I ask you for one cassette to brighten up evenings? It's called Return of the Jedi.
Oh, funny, so were they not able to say it?
Ah, yes, the classics. I'll get it for you. In this mode, you can only look for 3 items at a time. Find it and move on to the next 3.
Okay. So there's that. Chessboard, figurine, and sewing machine. Since they're really only giving you items that you've found before.
Now that you have your films, can we talk about your sexuality? When did you first understand that you were attracted to men?
I think it started when I was 14. While all the boys in the school were talking about girls, I was obsessed with one male jogger. He was the first man I fantasized about being with.
Have you come to terms with your sexuality?
Never understood it. There was no use trying to fight it because I couldn't rid myself of it. It was too powerful and persistent.
Why would you try to get rid of it?
I dislike it. It's caused a lot of problems for me. A lot of conflicts and unanswered questions.
That's interesting. So, ego dystonic sexual orientation. Alright guys, so as intriguing as it is to start the process over again with Charles Manson and a whole new collective of other serial killers, I think we're gonna stop it here. So would really love to hear what you guys thought about this one. I kind of geek out about this stuff, just diving into like the psychology behind these serial killers, and I really hope that a lot of this stuff is true, and actual like true psych evaluations of these killers as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Really my only feedback for this game right now is that they would kind of mix up the hidden objects that you're finding. As you were kind of seeing, we were basically kind of collecting, for the majority of the time, the same objects that we've already found. And as helpful as that was, especially when it's timed, it also was fairly easy. So maybe it gets more, maybe it gets a little bit more difficult as it goes. But yeah, with that guys, thank you so much for being here. Give this game a like or a comment if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.